February 24th, 1978, in the rugged mountains of Northern California, 5 men with developmental disabilities left a basketball game and drove into the darkness. They were never seen alive again. But this isn't just a story of disappearance. It's a case that reveals a disturbing pattern. What happens when groups vanish together, and why their cases defy normal investigative logic. First, let's understand the pattern. Most disappearances involve individuals, but when groups vanish, especially adults, it creates unique investigative challenges, shared decision-making, group dynamics, and the statistical improbability of multiple people leaving no trace. The Yuba County Five represent one of America's most perplexing examples of this pattern. They were Ted Weher, Bill Sterling, Jack Madruga, Jackie Hewitt, and Gary Mathias. Their journey took them from Marysville into the Plumas National Forest, terrain that defines much of Northern California. Dense pine forests, sudden snowstorms, and remote logging roads. This geography becomes crucial to understanding the case. When their car was found weeks later, it presented the first major anomaly, parked neatly, out of gas, but with warm clothes and money left inside. The doors were unlocked. And this leads us to pattern point 1. Abandoned vehicles in group disappearances often tell a different story than in single vanishings. 4 months later, a Forest Service worker stumbled upon a scene that deepened the mystery. A trailer 20 miles from the car. Inside, evidence someone had survived for weeks. Food consumed, heat used, and outside, the remains of Ted Weher. But here's pattern point 2. In group disappearances, survival often happens in stages. Some perish quickly, others last longer. But Mathias, the only member without developmental disabilities, was never found. His medication was left in the car. This breaks the expected pattern entirely. So what pattern emerges? 5 men, a working car abandoned with resources. Evidence of prolonged survival far from the vehicle. 1 body found. 4 never recovered. The official ruling, accident and exposure. But the questions form their own pattern. Why leave warmth for cold? Why separate when staying together aids survival? And why has this specific pattern, group disappearance with staggered evidence, repeated in other cases like the Springfield 3? The Yuba County 5 case remains California's most haunting example of how group psychology under duress can create investigative puzzles that last decades. This case represents exactly what we examine at Patterns of Crime. Not just what happened, but how it fits into larger behavioral and investigative patterns. Some connections are geographical, some are psychological, some remain, like this case, unresolved. If you found this analysis valuable, subscribe. We'll be exploring more patterns in California's criminal history, starting with how geographic isolation creates similar mysteries across different decades.